Hello, let's do the Netflix puzzled Starstruck for March 18th. We'll do the easy and the hard. The easy is called 1 by 1 to 4 by 4. Let's play. All right, so the way we play this game is in each row, each column, and each colored region, we need to place exactly one star. In addition to that, stars aren't allowed to touch each other, even diagonally. So here, this is a gimme. This is a one cell region, so it has to have a star. This has 2 cells left. That removes the rest of this column. Oop. It removes the rest of this column, and also these two that touch it. The 2 to the left and 2 to the right of this pattern are always removed because they touch both. And now brown is down to those 2. So remove those and this one. This is down to these 3, so we remove the rest of this column, but also this touches all 3, so we can remove that. This gray, it removes this, which we already did, but it also removes this one because it shares a row with these 2 and touches this one. And if this wasn't off the grid, it would remove this one for the same reason, the column and touching. All right. Something else I'm seeing is these right 2 columns. How many stars do we need? We need 2 stars, right? One for this column and one for this column. And we can only put one in each color, and there's only green and red available. So one of the stars will go in green, and one of the stars will go in red. I don't know which column takes which, but I know they both get used up, meaning the rest of green and red can't be used. And now in this column, there's only 2 places left. And so that's going to be in yellow, meaning the rest of yellow is unused, but it also removes from these 2 and this one. That leaves 2 left in gray. That removes the rest of this row. 2 left in blue is basically taken care of. This row, though, needs to place a star, and it's going to end up in red. And so these 2 are out. And now that it's these 2 are out because of that same 2-cell formation. Brown has 1 place left. Could have done that a while ago. The gray has 1 place left. Then yellow, then red, then green, then orange, and blue. All right, I'd say that's just over the line of not a plonker. Like, anytime you have to notice lined up stuff, I'm going to say it's not a plonker because it can take a bit to notice that, depending on your experience. So this is on the harder side of an easy. It's on the verge of being able to be a hard. Let's do the hard. It's called King Cobra. Let's play. All right. There's a lot going on here. Is this an X-wing? No. Okay, let's do some formations first. This red takes out from the rest of the column. This now takes out from these and these 2. This, any L shape is always going to take from here if it's got 1 sticking out because it touches this one and sees the rest of the column. So it's always going to, no matter how long this is, it'll always take out from there. This touches what's left in green now that that's out. This is another L shape. I mean, picking off one at a time from indigo feels fruitless, but we might as well if we see it. This actually touches what's left of brown because that's out. This is an L shape now. That takes out from there. Now that this is down to 3, it takes from there because it touches all 3. This is not out because that could be in. And that doesn't touch. All right, I am seeing the left 2 columns are only orange and indigo, which is interesting. So that means that the rest of orange and the rest of indigo aren't in. Okay, so much for picking off one at a time, right? So it's just the left 2 columns for orange and indigo. I think I did that right. Oh, missed that one. Okay. Oh, these 2 take from here. I should have realized. So gray takes from here. A lot of L shapes today. It is called King Cobra. I wonder if that's why. Oh, now blue and green line up now that that's out. And so those are out because the green and blue have to use the right 2 columns. And so now purple places here. Brown is down to these 3. Did getting rid of these help at all? Not that I know of. One of these 2 is in. One of these 3 is in. I'm trying to find something I might not have looked at yet. Oh, red and gray line up, so we can take the rest of those 2 rows out. Now this is down to these 3. That lines up with this red. I don't know what to call this one then. Dark orange. Anyway, blue lines up with red here, taking out for the rest of those 2 rows. So these lined up, these lined up. This row's down to just these 2. So one of these 2 is definitely in. I want to get rid of this green so that brown and green will line up, but I don't know if that's true. Like, we can't just get rid of it. Anything. Okay. Is it the bottom 4? I think it's the bottom. I'm sorry, not bottom. It's the top 4 rows. I'm going to draw the line this time. I haven't drawn a line today. All right. So I think what we've got here. No. Okay. All we've proven, which is the same thing, which we already knew, is that green's going to have 1, yellow's going to have 1, brown's going to have 1. And then there's going to be 1 in this area here in either orange or indigo, which means that one of these 2 is in, which we already knew. So that is not helpful, unfortunately. It confirms something we already knew. This row's down to these 2. That's kind of interesting. But doesn't do anything. This would determine this. This row's down to these 2. I mean, so to me, it feels like we have to put a star here because this star wouldn't do anything, but I don't know if that's necessarily true. Or a star here wouldn't, I guess would place that one, but a star here is more powerful because it gets rid of that red. But I wonder if there's something easier to think about here. I feel like I haven't necessarily scanned this fully. But I'm not really seeing what to do. All right, let's think about this here. This would eliminate from here, placing this guy. So this places that, which places that. Just to visualize, this star places this star, which places this star, which places this star, which places this star. Like, it's a lot, right? Which puts it in one of these 2. Let's see, does it continue? One of these 2. Oh, well, yellow's in this row. So now that I'm noticing that, we can just X those out. I'm not sure if that's helpful, but should have seen that earlier. Ah, okay, I do see something to do then, which is look at what's left in orange. It's either here or it's here. One of these has to be true, one of these 3. And no, you know, this formation takes out from these 2, and this one obviously does because it's in the same column. So these 2 are never in because they would eliminate all from orange. Okay, and so now indigo is down to these 2 and this one, which actually has a similar effect, right? These 2 plus this one is what's left on indigo. And so this touches both of these and sees that in the column. So this is not in. Now, what does that do for me? Oh, no, indigo is not necessarily down to these 2. Interesting. There's kind of a connection here where, you know, one of these 2, sorry, like these eliminate each other and these eliminate each other. I mean, obviously, but there's like one of these 2 has to be true. Now, if this was true, it eliminates the only yellow in this column. So we'd be down to one of these grays. Meaning these aren't in. Well, no, not but I guess brown, yellow, and gray line up, but that doesn't do anything, unfortunately. What am I missing at this point? Okay. It's this. here that's bothering me? Oh, okay. So remember, I need one of the stars to be down here, which means there's one star in up here, right? Basically. So what was I seeing with that? I was seeing that if I were to place a star here, that eliminates both of these because orange always eliminates orange wherever it is, and it shares a column with this one, right? So this a star here ruins both of these, and I can't do that. I need one of these to be true. For at the very least for the row. There's a lot of reasons. Oh my gosh, what did I just do? What did I do? I dragged a delete. Close this view. Okay. That was the extension for drawing. Okay, let me fix this. I'm almost done. All right, continue. All right, so anyway, that means that this isn't in, which places this one, which isn't the one I thought would get placed. It places this one, which gives us brown and green and blue and red and orange, dark orange and gray and yellow, and we're done. Okay, cool. I need to not be dragging my this thing. If I drag this, it like made a whole window with a giant trash can. Did not like that at all. All right. Anyway, how'd you do?